Good evening. Ira Epstein with your financial market wrap-up, and this wrap-up is for the evening of Wednesday, the 24th of July, 2024, and the time just after 6:10 p.m. Central Time. So we're getting a bounce from a hellacious state of the downside in stock indices. I mean, a big down day, days that we haven't seen in a couple of years in terms of one-day percentage loss. So it was interesting as to how it came about. I happen to believe it began yesterday with UPS coming in with terrible numbers saying there's something wrong with the commerce. Then Tesla didn't help anybody with what they did. I can see it even going lower than it's gone so far. And other markets backing off with that just as well. So it is a time now for where the market is getting that rotation, but the whole market is sort of setting back a little bit. And I think you saw that as the day worked on. So as we take a look and we want to see what's going on, the gold market down tonight, the silver down, copper market has just been getting beaten up, tremendously beaten up. You do realize it is down a full dollar from where it was just 2 months ago. So that one move up over $5 was a flash in the pan, and you're coming back to more normal numbers. I mean, I can understand the 412 area I thought would be the first support to 414. It has slipped through there, so maybe $4 is the next number. There's no way to exactly know. When we look at the S&P, you're down for the week. It's unusual to say you're down, but you're down 1.22%. You can see how the market stepped down pretty hard. And I want to back off here so you can see the one-day decline that you had, 2.27%. That's a big one-day decline. When's the last time you saw this on the chart that big? You haven't. So it definitely was a painful day for people in this. And certainly the trend is down. You have lower highs, lower lows on the charts. One of the potential areas we talked about just yesterday, would it make a run towards the 100-day average or even the Bollinger Band? And it went to the Bollinger Band. It's the closest of the numbers. And notice how it's stalling there. This is just so typical of what markets do on these thrusts. This is probably where you're seeing the algorithms do a certain amount of short covering. If the market decides to extend the break, then this number comes into play. But this is the first stopping zone, as I see. And the reason is you're oversold and you're down to the Bollinger Band. Now, if you were embedded and down to the band, I would say no. They're coming out of parts of the position, but I would say that probably a lot of the algos, the way that I would program, they'd be coming out of their position. In the NASDAQ, tonight we're up 0.5% almost, but let's go to how much it was down today. 3.62%. That's a big decline. And again, it went to the Bollinger Band. It's just over on this break, 19,014, and it's bouncing a little bit from there and oversold. The same type of idea. Now, is this going to latch on to the Bollinger Band and drag the market down? There's the question. But certainly you've broken the back of the market in the short term. So the trends are down. If to go back up, it's got to do, in my opinion, an awful lot of work. Well, if those are down, they're going to pull the rotation markets to a degree with it. So the people that bought, remember when this was happening, and I said, if you're patient and you want to buy into this, it'll probably give you a pullback towards that 18-day average of closes. Well, we're here. All right. And I remember saying it. You had your breakout, and then you often get a pullback. I don't know why it happens, and the word is often. I wish I could say it always pulls back. It's not the case. But in this case, I think that you're looking at probably got to go to your weekly charts, and we'll cover that over the weekend, what this break means. But certainly you've broken, I'm going to use that term, you've broken the back of this market in terms of chart action. The one that you haven't heard a lot yet is the Russell. Now, if it joins the parade and decides to come down, then the 18-day average is a support. But right now, it is more bullish than bearish. It's got higher lows, but it's got the lower highs. So it's gone into a pause until and unless 2274.40 is taken out. If it can't do that, then wherever the 18-day average is should be the first support on a pullback. In the note market, the 10-year notes, when you lost the embedded reading right over here, the red line got underneath 80. It was both numbers over 80 for a while. I predicted you'd go to the 18-day average. Market made me an honest man. Haven't done it in the 5-year. I think it will happen before you get over these highs. I think the 18-day average will be hit. In the dollar index, I was looking when you lost the bearish embedded reading, and I'll walk you through this. It's what I teach in my charting course. All right. So here you have your embedded readings. The numbers are both under 80 for several days or more. If that changes and it gets lost, the market, theoretically, my theory, before this low is taken out, should make a run at the closest moving average above it, which in this case is the 100. So the market's stalling, and here you make your run. So this was yesterday. You're at 104.26. You're close. Come on, today you got that right there for all purposes. 104.28 to 104, you got to round it. It'd probably be, let's call it 104.33. I can live with the market within 3 cents, 4 cents of it. That's okay with me. So that's what it's done. Now, you did have an outside day down, which means if you take out today's high, there's probably a little bit more left to the upside. Don't do that, and you might have run that, and it wouldn't be a surprise if you came down then to the 103.71.5 area, which is the 200-day moving average of closes. In the euro, when you lost the bullish embedded reading here, the goal was this average. For good safety, if you will, it came down to both numbers, the 100 and the 18. So the idea that the euro was just going to run on the dollar, well, that ended, and that ended days ago over here. Now the market didn't hold the 200 days, so it fell to the next level, and it's hit them both. So I think you're in your support zone. If these give ground, you might have to think, are you going back to 107.74? I really don't think so. That's 100 points from here. Got my doubts on it. Could it happen? Yes. Is there a buy signal on the chart? No. Is there a sell signal on the chart? No. There's all kinds of signals to be out of this market. In the British pound, you have what's called a break within a market that has bullish bias. As long as it stays over the 18-day average, the bias is up. This is a break within it, calling for support there. And when you lost the bullish embedded reading, that tells me that you're going to make a run towards this number. Now, if we look at the action today, the market did get close, but that's not close enough in my term. I want to see it a bit closer to that 18-day average. So it's nice that it's making the run, but I don't think it's over. In Bitcoin, as I said, they had the bull move off of Ether, and now the market seems to be digesting backwards. The question is, what does it do here? Is it embedding? You can't count today because we don't know how Thursday's going to end up. Both numbers were over 80 on Wednesday, both were that way on Tuesday, and both were that way on Monday. So you have your embedded reading. So on that reading now, the question is, if you lose the red under 79 on a close, look for the market back here. On any rally from here, look for the resistance at 67,008, the 100-day average of closes. In Brent, trend is down. I know you bounced today, but I expected that against the 200-day average in the Bollinger Band, but you're trying to lock in an embedded reading. Haven't done it yet, but if you do, there's more on the downside that can happen in this market. And WTI, same thing. You finally, when this didn't hold up here, the 100-day average in the Bollinger Band, the next support was the 200-day average with the Bollinger Band, and that gave the market the support, and you move to the right-hand side. There's no buy signal, but there's probably short covering going on. Gasoline did the identical thing. Market went down, rode the Bollinger Band into the 200-day and turned, but is it going to embed? If these markets embed, you have another level to the downside, which the Federal Reserve will love. You're taking off some of the inflation pressures if these commodities come down. In natural gas, you lost the bearish embedded reading, and I said, before you take out this low, I'm still looking for price and the 18-day average to come together, but there's a problem. This happened back here. Too many days have gone by, which means even if you rally there, I doubt you're getting much of an important rally in the market. We know there's a hot weather spell coming through the Midwest next week. To a degree, that's in this market, and this market's not able to rally. Be careful. This could be a bit more bearish than the market is letting on. And, I always look for telltale signs like that. You know, today I was spending my day as I was looking, because I like the idea of being short one of these markets. I was focused on the heating oil, of all things, on the rally today, and looking at pivot point numbers. Now, in a pivot point, just so you know, you get a center line, that's the pivot. Then above it, you get your resistance 1, your resistance 2, your support 1, your support 2. I created a video course to teach you this, and then I apply slow stochastics to it. And it's pretty amazing what you can use it for. Some people day trade off it. Other people will use it to, if you will, polish the point of entry and exit. That's what I use it a lot for, looking for that particular technique. I've created a 3-part video series for you. It is free. You probably have pivot points right in your charting software. If you don't know how to use them, I show you how to set them up and everything in there. Go to iraepstein.com, free offers, or move your cursor to the top here. Take a look at it that way, and I'll catch up with you all tomorrow morning. Have a good evening.